Welcome back to Longbox Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the Longbox, and it's time to do another back issue review. And today we're going to cover Avengers number 193. Avengers 193. This is from 1980, March of 1980. So a little while ago. Like you see, it's a great looking cover there. It looks like a trolley car. You got Inferno. You got the whole team. All right, so basically this kind of is a one-off story that kind of encapsulates itself within one story. So you can kind of cover it pretty easy because you're not having to really know what's going on before or after. These old comics are like that, where every issue is like one story and it just keeps rolling through. It's really good stuff. So the writer is David Michelin, and then we have something called a plot assist. And the plot assist is by a Pittsburgh Comics Club. I've never heard of that before. If you've heard of that, go ahead and put that in the comments. Let me know if you heard of the Pittsburgh Comics Club. Layouts are by Sal Buscema and Dan Green, and the art in here is fantastic. The cover was great. So basically what we have is, Iron Man and Wonder Man are at this mill, this iron mill thing in Pittsburgh, as you know, because Pittsburgh's known for all the steel, right? So a bunch of steel mills there. And then we get this history of this guy named Inferno. Now, Inferno is a guy who's like all on fire, a flaming monster, and he seems to be really super strong because he actually punches Wonder Man there, and Wonder Man just goes flying like... So it's not just flame. The dude is super strong. So we kind of get the backstory, the origin of Inferno in this comic as well. So apparently Thor had come to this iron mill and was reforging his hammer, and he left a chip of the metal, and a guy, his name is Joe Conroy, found that chip. And Conroy also realized that something was going on with the mill, and there were some shady stuff going on, and so a guy, when he wanted Wonder Man's signature, so he was going to go talk to Wonder Man, and somebody hit him in the back and knocked him into the bucket of flaming metal, and he turned into Inferno. All right, so right now he's kind of, he kind of remembers who he is, sort of, but all he remembers really is that somebody tried to kill him, something shady was going on, and he wants answers. So he goes in the business office, and he knocks things around, and the head owner escapes, and the security guy escapes, the guy who knocked him in the fire. The security guy jumps onto a barge out in the river, and this is where we get... So we already had our first murder, right? The bad guy knocked Joe Conroy off into a flaming bucket of fire, lava, metal thing, and now we have our second murder, which he didn't even really touch him. The dude just kind of fell off the barge, got slammed between the bridge pillar and the barge, and you see a sickening crunch. Crunch. And then his hand twitches down there. So Sal Buscema did a really good job with the art here. It looks like his hands twitch it. So, and then, again, Inferno knows that this is still not the only guy that had anything to do with his murder. So he's still going after the manager of the Steelworks. This is where we have the Avengers show up. Now, the Avengers team here, we have, of course, Iron Man and Wonder Man are both there. But then Captain America, Miss Marvel, Vision, Wasp, and then Beast is there. So, we got a bunch of the Avengers here. And, of course, they're starting to go after Inferno. Now, Inferno is just kind of, he's going across the bridge at the moment, and he's just kind of laying waste to the Avengers. He just, he knocks out Wasp. Beast barely catches her. They're just trying to get this guy, and then he goes up the trolley thing in Pittsburgh. I guess there's hills, and there's like a trolley that goes up and down the hill. Something like that on a train track. Well, he kind of just takes it, throws it, and knocks over. Again, he's running off instinct. Death to him doesn't mean the same thing. And that's what the writer says. Kind of he's just focused on a goal. The goal is to get this guy who killed him. And then we have a great panel of the Avengers here. That's really good, man. And they're going up there, and they rescue the people in the trolley car. And then here comes probably a really bad joke done by Beast, and it's very dated. And I'm surprised I even recognized it, and I doubt many of you would recognize it unless you're older than I am. But Beast says, "Yikes, that place is hotter than a Studio 54 on a Saturday night." So yeah, if you're not older than me, you probably won't even get that. So then we go on, and they finally catch up. The Inferno catches up with the bad guy, and the bad guy admits, I was going to sell the thing to Iron Man. I was just trying to make some money, and I thought I had this guy kill you, and why are you still here? And the Avengers break in, and Inferno kind of just stops. And Captain America grabs the bad guy and says, "We're going to take you to the cops. You confessed, we heard you, and now you're going to go to prison." And Inferno just kind of jumps out the window. He kind of just like, "Hey, my goal is done." He jumps out the window. He walks out into the water, and it says he kind of remembers his daughter and his wife, and he knows he's not Joe anymore, and he's just going to go out in the water and die. So that's it. That's basically the story, all encapsulated in one. So basically, in this comic, we had 3 deaths and a really bad old joke. But otherwise, it was actually a really good one-off story. It was really well done. The writing was good. So the cover, I put out a 4. I like these old covers. I like the trade dress on it. I like what's going on here. A lot of action. Everybody's in there, and they're all given like equal billing. It's really well done there. The art inside, I would probably give a 3.5. It is older, so some of it's not, what we consider today top tier, but it was really well done. And the story was really good, so I'd give the story about a 3.5. So overall, we're running around a 3.7 for this comic. I think it was really good and definitely worth the read. I like these old Avengers. I'm trying to fill out my whole run. I've got a lot to go, but I like these old Avengers. So that is our review of the back issue of Avengers 193 from 1980. It has a 1979 date on the cover, but 1980 is when I think it hit the shelf. So we'll see you here next time in the Long Box.